I need you to drop whatever you're doing and listen up. This is a breaking story that's going to leave you absolutely speechless. The United States just said something to the Philippines that no one, and I mean no one, expected. It wasn't a diplomatic treaty. It wasn't a military announcement. It was a stunning public admission that's leaving millions of Filipinos all over the world completely stunned. If you're interested in this topic, hit the like button, subscribe, and type interested in the comments, and I will give you a heart. We've all heard the stories about how we're the best nurses, the most resilient workers, the most loyal friends. But for the US government, the world's biggest superpower, to come out and publicly say this, that's unprecedented. This is the moment they finally pulled back the curtain on a truth they've been hiding in plain sight. This isn't just about a compliment. It's an acknowledgement of our power and our importance on the global stage. It's a moment that'll be talked about for generations. And by the time this video is over, you won't just understand why America said this, you'll have a new sense of pride for who you are and what your family has sacrificed. I promise you, every second of this video is worth it. So before we get into the details of this groundbreaking statement, I want you to go down to the comments right now and type proud if you're proud to be Filipino. Let's show the world that we are a force to be reckoned with. To truly understand the weight of this statement, you have to remember our history. The relationship between the US and the Philippines is long, complex, and deeply personal. We've been allies in war, from fighting together in World War II to being key partners in Asia's security. We've been economic partners, with millions of Filipinos working and living in the US, sending back billions in remittances that power our own economy. This relationship has always been political, and it has always been strategic. But this time, it was different. This time, America's words weren't about politics, alliances, or military agreements. They were about us, the Filipino people themselves. A senior US official, in an unscheduled press conference, spoke not to the Philippine government, but to the entire Filipino diaspora. It was a moment that felt less like a formal address and more like a deeply personal confession. This is where the story gets really interesting. They were no longer talking about a country. They were talking about a people whose resilience, hard work, and loyalty have quietly and often invisibly held up the American dream for decades. And this is the point where you need to hit that like button. We're about to get into the heart of this story, because in the next segment, I'm going to reveal the unexpected compliment they paid us. And I'm going to tell you a personal story that proves it's not just a political statement. Right, so here it is, the bombshell. In this stunning public acknowledgement, US officials didn't just thank us, they publicly acknowledged Filipinos as the cornerstone of the global workforce. Now, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, we already knew that, but to hear it from them, the people who run the most powerful country on earth, that changes everything. It elevates our role from simply being a workforce to being an essential pillar, a foundation of their society. And to make this real, I want to share a story. My tita Beth has been a registered nurse in a busy hospital in New York for over 30 years. She came to America in the 1990s when the US was facing a major nursing shortage, and she saw it all. She saw the boom and the bust. She saw the hard times and the good times, but nothing, she told me, prepared her for the sheer weight of what she faced during the pandemic and its aftermath. According to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, as of 2025, the country is still facing a critical shortage of over 200,000 nurses. This is a problem that cannot be solved by simply hiring more people. It's a problem that requires a unique kind of person, a unique kind of heart. And this is where Beth's story gets personal. During a particularly bad flu season last year, a senior hospital administrator was making rounds and saw Beth working a 16-hour shift with a smile on her face, comforting a patient who was scared and alone. The administrator, a woman who rarely spoke to the nurses on the floor, stopped and just watched her. Later, she sent an email to the entire staff acknowledging the tireless work of her nurses. But she singled out Beth, saying our hospital and our city would not be the same without our Filipino nurses. They don't just treat the sick. They bring a sense of family, of home, to a place where people feel most alone. This wasn't a political statement. It was a heartfelt confession. It was the truth. This story and countless others like it are what the US is finally admitting, that Filipinos are not just filling a vacancy. We are fulfilling a promise of care, of loyalty, and of a commitment to the well-being of others. And in the next segment, you're going to find out why this isn't just about a hospital. This is about the emotional impact of our people on an entire nation. We've all heard about the hard work of Filipinos, the long hours, the countless sacrifices, the remittances sent home. But what the US is finally admitting is that our impact goes far beyond the economic. It's about our emotional impact. It's about our heart. A US official reportedly said the US didn't just thank Filipinos, they admitted America wouldn't be the same without them. Think about that for a second. The US is a country built on the idea of rugged individualism, of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. But they are now admitting that their society, their culture, their very way of life is dependent on the unique family-centered values that Filipinos bring. We don't just care for patients, we treat them like our own family. We don't just work a job, we build communities. We don't just live in America, we bring the spirit of the Philippines with us. This is the emotional truth that they're finally acknowledging. They're admitting that without the warmth, the resilience, and the sense of community that our people bring, their society would be a colder, more fractured place. It's a deeply personal confession, a moment of profound vulnerability from a country that is not known for it. And it's a testament to the fact that we as a people are more than just a workforce. We are the emotional backbone of the United States. So here's my question for you, and I want you to be completely honest. Do you agree the US should show more gratitude? Yes or no? Drop it below. Let's start a global conversation. And don't you dare go anywhere, because in the next segment, we're gonna get into why this statement is so shocking and what they're seeing in Filipinos that the world needs to hear. And so you've heard what they said, but why did it shock everyone? I mean, it's no secret that there are millions of us in the US. It's not new news. But here's the thing. America rarely, if ever, singles out another nation's people like this. They don't give a public, heartfelt thank you to the British for their tech or to the Germans for their engineering, but they did it for us. Why? What are they seeing in Filipinos that the world needs to hear? The answer lies in our unique blend of hard work, loyalty, and adaptability. We are a people who can thrive in any environment. We can work in the high-stakes world of healthcare, the high-pressure world of technology, and the high-risk world of the US military. As of 2025, Filipinos are one of the largest non-native born ethnic groups in the US Armed Forces, with an estimated over 200,000 Filipino Americans having served. This isn't just a statistic. It's a testament to our loyalty and our commitment to a nation that is not our own. The US is not just praising our work ethic, they are acknowledging our quiet but unwavering loyalty. They are admitting that they trust us with their most sensitive jobs, with their most vulnerable citizens, and with the very security of their nation. It's a level of trust that they don't give to just anyone. And this is the bigger meaning behind their words. It's a silent, powerful confession that we are not just allies, we are family. And that's something that cannot be bought or sold. But don't go anywhere, because in the next segment, we're going to talk about the bigger meaning of this statement. This isn't just about OFWs, it's about the trust, the adaptability, and the loyalty that we bring worldwide. All right, so let's zoom out for a second. This US statement isn't just about the Philippines and America. It's a statement about the global Filipino diaspora. It's a statement about our unique place in the world. And it's a statement that shows the world has finally woken up to our value. A US official reportedly called our contribution an unmatched spirit. What does that mean? It means that our value isn't just in our skills, it's in our heart. It's in our ability to adapt, to connect, and to thrive in any environment. We are the people who can take a foreign culture and make it our own. We are the people who can make a stranger feel like family. We are the people who can make a foreign hospital feel like home. And that, my friends, is a superpower that cannot be bought or taught. This is the silent truth that they are finally acknowledging. They are admitting that our value is not just in our skills, it's in our very essence, it's in our spirit. And this is a powerful truth that we need to hold on to. It is a moment of profound validation, a moment of deep pride, and a moment that we need to celebrate. So here's my question for you, and I want you to be completely honest. If you believe Filipinos are America's hidden backbone, comment true. Let's show the world that we are a force to be reckoned with. And don't you dare go anywhere, because the next segment is going to paint a picture of what would happen if we weren't there. This is the part that will really blow your mind. So we've talked about the US statement, we've talked about our value, but what would happen if we weren't there? What would the US look like without us? Let's imagine it for a second. Imagine a US healthcare system in 2025, already stretched thin, facing a nursing shortage that would plunge into a full-blown crisis. Hospital floors would be understaffed, patient care would be compromised. The system would be at a breaking point. Now imagine the global shipping industry. With Filipinos making up over 25% of the world's seafarers, a sudden exodus of our people would lead to a global supply chain collapse. Ships would be stalled, goods would not be delivered, industries would come to a halt. Now imagine the US military, a cornerstone of their global power. With tens of thousands of Filipinos serving, a sudden withdrawal would lead to a profound gap in their ranks. The military bases, the ships, the very infrastructure of their defense would be at risk. This is the silent truth that they are finally admitting. They are confessing that their industries, their economy, their very way of life is dependent on our people. It's a terrifying thought, but it's a powerful one. This is the real consequence of our absence. It's not just a statistic, it's a collapse, it's a moment of reckoning. And this is what the US is finally admitting. They are confessing that they can't live without us. This is a level of power and influence that we as a people need to understand and to own. And don't you dare go anywhere, because in the next segment, we're gonna talk about the pride versus the pain. All right, we've been on an incredible journey. We've talked about the US statement, our value and our power, but now it's time for the hard part, the painful truth, the thing that we all know, but we rarely talk about. Yes, it's a compliment. Yes, it's a source of profound pride, but it also highlights a sad, painful reality. Why do Filipinos have to go abroad to be recognized? Why do our own leaders, our own country, fail to see our value? We have to leave our families, our homes, our culture to be appreciated, to be valued, to be given a chance to thrive. This US statement is both a compliment and a wake-up call for our leaders back home. It's a call for them to see our people not just as a source of remittances, but as a source of national pride. It's a call for them to create a country where our best and brightest can stay and build a better future instead of having to go abroad to be recognized. It's a call for them to create a country where our skills are valued, where our hard work is rewarded, and where our hearts are not broken by the distance. So right now, I want you to go down to the comments and type respect if you think the world should never take Filipinos for granted. Let's create a tidal wave of pride that cannot be ignored. And don't you dare go anywhere, because the next segment is the big finish, and it's going to tie all of this together and leave you with a sense of both profound pride and a powerful call to action. We've been on a roller coaster of emotions. We've talked about a shocking statement, a demographic crisis, a language advantage, and a global power struggle. We've talked about the pride and the pain. And now it's time for the big reveal. The truth they all share, the truth they can't deny, is that Filipinos are not just a workforce. We are not just a labor force. We are global heroes, and we are the backbone of tomorrow's world. This isn't just a compliment, it's a global admission that Filipinos are irreplaceable. It is a moment of profound redefinition. We are no longer a footnote in someone else's story. We are the main character. And while it hurts that our own country often takes us for granted, it is a source of immense pride that the rest of the world sees our value. It's a bittersweet truth, but it's a truth we need to own. It's a call to action. It's time for us to demand that our leaders and our own people see us with the same respect that America and the rest of the world sees us with. So right now, I want you to go down to the comments and type respect if you think the world should never take Filipinos for granted. Let's create a tidal wave of pride that cannot be ignored. And this is just the beginning. We've talked about America, but wait until you hear what Japan admitted privately. It's even more unbelievable. So click on the video right here and I'll see you there. Let's keep this conversation going.